When I first met Sarah, it was a simple encounter at a mutual friend's birthday party. I was 25, fresh out of graduate school, and starting my career as an architect. The party was lively, filled with the chatter and laughter of young professionals eager to make their mark on the world. Amidst the crowd, I noticed her. A petite brunette with striking green eyes, wearing a simple yet elegant dress. She was standing by the punch bowl, looking somewhat out of place among the more boisterous guests. Summoning my courage, I walked over and introduced myself. She smiled warmly, and we fell into an easy conversation about our shared love for travel and books. Sarah was a nurse, dedicated to her patients and passionate about making a difference in their lives. Her kindness and gentle spirit captivated me, and by the end of the evening, I knew I wanted to see her again. We started dating, and our connection deepened with each passing day. We spent weekends exploring the city, discovering hidden cafes, and sharing our dreams for the future. Sarah had a calming presence, a quiet strength that balanced my more energetic and ambitious nature. I found myself falling for her, drawn to her genuine warmth and the way she made me feel grounded. Our relationship blossomed over the next 2 years. We went on numerous adventures together, from hiking in the mountains to relaxing on sunny beaches. Each trip brought us closer, solidifying our bond. I cherished the way she laughed at my jokes, the way she supported my dreams, and the way she cared for everyone around her. Sarah was not just my girlfriend. She was my best friend, my confidant, and my rock. After 2 years of dating, I proposed to Sarah during a trip to Italy, a place we had always dreamed of visiting. We were standing on a bridge in Venice, the sun setting behind us, casting a golden glow over the canal. She said yes, tears of joy streaming down her face, and we spent the rest of the evening celebrating our future together. Our wedding was a beautiful, intimate affair, held in a charming garden surrounded by family and friends. We vowed to love and support each other through all of life's challenges, and as we exchanged rings, I felt a profound sense of happiness and contentment. We moved into a cozy house in the suburbs, decorating it with mementos from our travels and creating a home filled with love and laughter. Sarah continued her work as a nurse, while I poured my energy into my architectural firm. We supported each other in our careers, celebrating each other's successes and providing comfort during the tough times. Our bond grew stronger, and we often talked about starting a family, excited about the future we were building together. 3 years into our marriage, Sarah gave birth to our daughter, Lily. The moment I held her in my arms, I felt an overwhelming surge of love and responsibility. She had Sarah's green eyes and my dark hair, a perfect blend of the two of us. Parenthood brought new challenges, but it also brought us closer together. We navigated sleepless nights and endless diaper changes, finding joy in the small moments and marveling at the miracle of our daughter. Lily grew quickly, her laughter filling our home and her curiosity keeping us on our toes. We cherished every milestone, from her first steps to her first words, and our love for her and each other deepened. Sarah and I were a team, balancing our careers and family life with grace and determination. As the years passed, life became more demanding. My architectural firm expanded, requiring more of my time and energy. I often found myself working late nights and weekends, driven by the desire to provide the best for my family. Sarah's job at the hospital also grew more stressful, with long shifts and increasing responsibilities. We tried to maintain our connection, but the pressures of our busy lives began to take a toll. Our conversations became more about logistics and less about our dreams and feelings. We were like ships passing in the night, each focused on our own tasks and challenges. I missed the closeness we once shared, but I was confident that we could weather this storm, just as we had overcome other obstacles. Sarah's long hours at the hospital meant that she was often exhausted by the time she came home. Our evenings, once filled with laughter and meaningful conversations, became a routine of quick dinners and early bedtimes. I tried to be supportive, to understand the pressures she faced, but it was hard not to feel neglected and lonely. I remember one night, sitting alone in the living room with a glass of wine, staring at the family photos on the wall. There was one picture in particular that caught my eye, a snapshot from our honeymoon, taken at the top of a mountain we had hiked together. We were both smiling, our faces glowing with the excitement of our new life together. Dear viewers, more than 90% watch my content without subscribing. If you still have not subscribed, then I ask you to do so. For me, this is the best motivation to continue. I longed for those days, for the simplicity and joy we had shared before the weight of responsibilities had pulled us apart. One evening, after a particularly grueling day at work, I came home to find Sarah sitting on the couch, her face pale and her eyes filled with tears. My heart sank, sensing that something was terribly wrong. "What's going on, Sarah?" I asked, sitting down beside her. She took a deep breath, her voice trembling as she spoke. "Mark, I need to tell you something. I've been seeing someone else." Her words hit me like a physical blow, leaving me stunned and speechless. I stared at her, trying to process what she had just said. "How long?" I finally managed to ask. "About 6 months," she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. "I never meant for it to happen, but we drifted apart, and I felt so alone. Anger, hurt, and betrayal washed over me in waves. I couldn't believe that the woman I had loved and trusted with my whole heart had been unfaithful. I felt like everything we had built together was crumbling around me. The days that followed were a blur of emotions. I oscillated between rage and despair, struggling to understand how our relationship had come to this point. I couldn't bear to look at Sarah, the sight of her filling me with a mix of love and anguish. We tried to talk, to make sense of what had happened, but every conversation ended in tears and accusations. Sarah insisted that she still loved me, that she wanted to work through this and save our marriage. But I couldn't see a way forward. The trust that had been the foundation of our relationship was shattered, and I didn't know if it could ever be repaired. One evening, as we sat in silence, I looked at her and saw the pain and regret in her eyes. I realized that this wasn't just about her infidelity. We had both contributed to the distance that had grown between us, and we both had to face the consequences of our actions. "Sarah," I said quietly, "I need some time to think. I don't know if I can move past this, but I need to figure out what's best for us and for Lily." She nodded, tears streaming down her face. "I understand. Take all the time you need." I moved out of our house and into a small apartment nearby, leaving Sarah and Lily behind. It was one of the hardest decisions I had ever made, but I knew I needed space to clear my mind and decide what to do next. The loneliness was overwhelming, and I missed my daughter terribly. But I also knew that I needed to focus on healing myself before I could be the father she deserved. I sought therapy to help me navigate the storm of emotions swirling inside me. My therapist helped me understand that while Sarah's betrayal was a deep wound, our marriage had been struggling long before her affair. We had both lost sight of each other in the chaos of our busy lives, and we needed to take responsibility for our own roles in the breakdown of our relationship. In the weeks that followed, I threw myself into my work. The long hours provided a distraction from the pain and uncertainty that plagued me. I found solace in the precision and creativity of designing buildings, in the tangible progress I could see as my projects came to life. But no matter how busy I kept myself, the empty apartment always greeted me at the end of the day, a stark reminder of the family I had left behind. Months passed, and I slowly began to find a sense of peace. I focused on my work, pouring my energy into my projects and finding solace in the creative process. I reconnected with old friends and built a support system that helped me through the darkest days. I spent as much time as possible with Lily, cherishing every moment and doing my best to provide a stable and loving environment for her. Sarah and I maintained a civil relationship for Lily's sake. We attended therapy sessions together, trying to understand each other and work through the pain. It wasn't easy, and there were many times when I wanted to give up, but I knew that for the sake of our daughter, we had to try. One of the hardest parts of the healing process was dealing with the memories of our life together. Our home was filled with reminders of happier times, photographs, souvenirs from our trips, gifts we had given each other. I couldn't bring myself to throw them away, but seeing them every day was like reopening the wound. I remember one particular therapy session where we talked about those memories. My therapist suggested that I create a memory box, a place to store the items that were too painful to see but too meaningful to discard. It was a difficult task, but it helped me take a step forward. I carefully placed the photos, the trinkets, and the love letters into the box, allowing myself to grieve for what was lost while making room for a new beginning. Dear viewers, I ask you to subscribe to the channel under this video. I will be very grateful to you. After a year of therapy and soul-searching, I realized that while I could forgive Sarah, I couldn't forget what had happened. The trust between us was too damaged, and I couldn't see a future where we could truly be happy together. I made the difficult decision to file for divorce, knowing that it was the best choice for both of us. The divorce process was painful and emotional, but we managed to reach an agreement that prioritized Lily's well-being. Sarah moved to a new house nearby, and we established a co-parenting arrangement that allowed us both to be actively involved in our daughter's life. It wasn't the life we had envisioned, but it was the best we could do given the circumstances. As time passed, I found myself healing and growing stronger. I focused on my relationship with Lily, creating new memories and traditions that brought us closer together. I continued to work hard, finding fulfillment in my career and the creative challenges it provided. I also began to open myself up to the possibility of love again. It wasn't easy, and there were moments when the fear of being hurt again almost overwhelmed me. But I knew that I couldn't let my past define my future. I met someone new, someone who understood the value of trust and emotional connection. It was a slow and cautious journey, but it was worth it. My relationship with Lily became the cornerstone of my new life. We developed routines that brought us joy, weekend trips to the park, movie nights, and baking cookies together. Watching her grow and thrive was a constant reminder of the importance of love and resilience. In my work, I found new inspiration. I began to design buildings that focused on sustainability and community, projects that had a positive impact on the world around me. It was fulfilling to see my designs come to life, to know that I was creating something meaningful. It gave me a sense of purpose and pride that helped me move forward. About 2 years after the divorce, I met Emily. She was a landscape architect, passionate about creating beautiful, sustainable spaces. We met at a conference where we were both presenting our work. There was an immediate connection, a shared understanding of each other's passions and challenges. Our relationship started slowly. We took the time to get to know each other, to build a foundation of trust and mutual respect. Emily knew about my past, and she was patient and understanding, never pushing me to move faster than I was comfortable with. We spent our weekends exploring nature, hiking, and working on projects together. Emily was kind and compassionate, with a gentle strength that reminded me of Sarah, but also something uniquely her own. She brought a new light into my life, helping me see that love could be found again, even after the deepest heartbreak. As my relationship with Emily grew, so did the challenge of blending our lives together. Emily had 2 children from her previous marriage, a son named Max and a daughter named Sophie. They were close in age to Lily, and the thought of bringing our families together was both exciting and daunting. We took our time, gradually introducing the children to each other and creating opportunities for them to bond. We went on family outings, cooked meals together, and encouraged them to share their thoughts and feelings about the changes happening in their lives. There were challenges, of course. Max and Sophie were still processing their own parents' divorce, and Lily had her moments of jealousy and confusion. But with patience and open communication, we navigated the rocky terrain. Emily and I made a conscious effort to be present for all the children, to listen to their concerns, and provide reassurance. Slowly but surely, our families began to blend. Max and Lily discovered a shared love of soccer, while Sophie and I bonded over our mutual love of books. Emily and I worked together to create a home where everyone felt loved and valued, where the scars of the past could heal. As the years passed, our blended family grew stronger. The children became close friends, supporting each other through school, sports, and the ups and downs of growing up. Emily and I found a rhythm that worked for us, balancing our careers and family life with love and understanding. We took family vacations, exploring new places and creating memories that would last a lifetime. We celebrated birthdays, holidays, and all the little moments in between, cherishing the time we had together. Our home was filled with laughter, love, and a sense of belonging that was hard-won but deeply cherished. Looking back on my journey, I realized that the pain and betrayal I had experienced had ultimately made me stronger. It had taught me the importance of communication, trust, and genuine connection in a relationship. I had learned to value the people who truly mattered and to prioritize emotional well-being over material success. Sarah and I remained amicable, working together to provide the best possible life for Lily. We both moved on, finding our own paths to happiness and fulfillment. The scars of our past never fully disappeared, but they became a part of our story, a reminder of the resilience and strength we had found within ourselves. In the end, I discovered that true happiness comes from within, from the love and connections we nurture with the people who matter most. My journey through betrayal and heartbreak had led me to a place of peace and contentment, and for that, I was forever grateful. My relationship with Emily continued to grow, and we eventually decided to marry. Our wedding was a small, intimate celebration, surrounded by our children and closest friends. It was a day filled with love and joy, a testament to the journey we had all taken together. We continued to build our life, always focusing on the love and connection that bound us. Our children grew into remarkable young adults, each finding their own path with the support and encouragement of their blended family. We celebrated their successes and comforted them in their struggles, always there for each other. Through it all, I learned that life is full of unexpected twists and turns, but it is our resilience, our ability to love and forgive, that defines us. The pain of betrayal had given way to a new understanding of love and commitment, and I was grateful for the second chance at happiness. Looking out over the life we had built, I felt a profound sense of peace. I had found my way through the darkness, emerging stronger and more compassionate, and in the arms of my new family, I knew that I had found my true home.